let's do this. Welcome. This is tentatively called RecoverMe. And this is me, as I am. No makeup, lots of stress acne, color in my hair, and this is how it's going to be when I make these videos. I'm not going to try and dress up. I'm not going to try to be something I'm not. I'm just going to show you what it's like to be me in recovery. So, me, I am Liz. I am 29. I'm androgyne, which means that I am not male, I am not female, but I am somewhere in between and outside of both of those things. I am pansexual, which means I am an equal opportunity attractor. If you're human, there is a possibility that I will be attracted to you. I'm a writer. I am an editor. I am a coach for writers and for entrepreneurs. But in these videos, I am mainly a couple of things. I am an alcoholic, an addict, someone with codependency issues, or a codependent, and someone who lives with mental illness. 4 mental illnesses, actually: ADHD, generalized anxiety disorder, bipolar 2, and complex post-traumatic stress disorder. This one, CPTSD, is probably the one that affects me most apart from the anxiety. But they all come together and create a mess in my mind and of my life. And what I want to do with this video project is to show what recovery is actually like, what it means for me every day, what it means overall, what kind of challenges there are, what successes I have along the way, and to really just be unedited, unfiltered, as it were. So, today I am 9 months and 19 days sober. That's how long it's been since I had my last drink. My last drug was a few years ago. And as far as any unhealthy substitutes for any of those things, I try not to count because I'm sure it resets every day. I live with my mother so that I can focus on my recovery. This room that I am in is the master bedroom of her beach apartment. And it's kind of the only space that's mine. I don't have a car. I have $4 in my bank account. I have one cat who is lurking around somewhere. And as far as my recovery goes, I've only had a sponsor for a couple of weeks. I'm on my second step. And bear in mind that this 12-step thing that I do, if you're dealing with any kind of drug use, alcohol use, whatever, addiction, this is the thing that I'm doing. It's not a thing that you have to do or that I'm endorsing in any way. I am choosing to remove my anonymity, but I won't do that for anyone else. And I will not name anyone from my life in these videos. So, disclaimer out of the way, I am on my second step, which is accepting that a higher power can restore me to sanity. I'm not sure that really I will ever be restored to sanity because, as I said, mental illness is. But I do believe that a higher power can restore me to actually rewind. I've never been sane. I've never been happy. I've never been functional. My sponsor told me that ever since I drew my first breath and entered a family that was riddled with physical abuse, sexual abuse, emotional abuse, financial abuse, that I never had the opportunity to feel safe. And basically, I was always set up to be an alcoholic, that I had the perfect history to go down this path. But what I believe is that a higher power can set me on a new path. And this is documenting that path. So where am I? To quote my estranged husband, I'm lost in the woods. And I'm trying to find my way to myself. If you've ever seen the movie Runaway Bride, I'm pretty much exactly like that. I don't know what kind of eggs I like. I don't have any hobbies of my own because I've always picked them up from the people I was with in an attempt to be a better partner. The only things that have been mine have been reading and writing, and that's my job, apart from this full-time job that is recovery. And it is a full-time job. If you're in recovery, kudos to you. If you're managing your bills and your life and a relationship or parenting or any of these other things, because it is a full-time job to recover from these things. It's not easy. It's really fucking hard. I'm gonna swear in these videos also. I can't help it. So I'm trying here, not in this video, not today, but here in this house, in this town, in this portion of my life, to find out who I am, to like that person, to love that person, and to try to become a person whose life is manageable. Because the first step says, our lives have become unmanageable. We are powerless over alcohol. Well, there's a lot of things that I'm powerless over. Alcohol, cocaine, MDMA. Right now, I'm powerless over how to be a normal person in a relationship, a romantic relationship. So I'm not in one. I'm in a thing because there is a man that I love. I'll probably also cry on this channel, but hey, Unfiltered, right? There's a man that I love that I had to step away from in order to start my recovery so that I could take the energy that I would normally pour and pour and pour into someone else and give it to myself for once. But I love him, and he's working on himself too. So it's not bad that we're not together. But I know he loves me, and we've decided that whenever we feel good about who we are and where we are, we'll give this a proper shot as healthy people, whoever those people are. And I feel confident in saying that I know he's for me, and I'm not scared of the time apart. That used to be something that I used to be scared of. I used to be scared to go to bed by myself. My estranged husband, I say estranged husband because we've been separated for 2 years, but the paperwork has been a nightmare, and I'm working on that. That's also part of my recovery, cleaning up the past. And anyway, when he would have to work late, I wouldn't go up to our bedroom to go to bed. I would sleep on the couch until he was ready to go to sleep because I was too afraid to be by myself. My first abusive ex-boyfriend, if he wanted to go out by himself, I would have a panic attack. I'm not good at letting other people have space, but I feel safe doing that now. I feel good. I feel like this is going to be okay. That's huge in and of itself. But I still miss him. I miss going and getting coffee together, doing laundry together. I miss making food for him. I like to cook. I like to make really good food for other people. I miss talking and talking and talking about everything. I miss going for walks and making up stories about the things that we saw. Like one time we saw a house that was turned into a duplex. One side of it was like bright and lit and covered in ivy, and clearly a family lived there. There was a Subaru in the parking lot, driveway rather. The other side was completely unlit. The only thing that was on was a light over the door. No ivy on that side. And so we decided that the house was half haunted. Stuff like that. I miss him coming home from work and saying, you know, I'm all sweaty and gross, and I'd be like, I don't care. I'm giving him a hug anyway. Little things. But I need this more than I need that right now. And my sponsor says that I focus too much on interpersonal relationships, and I agree with her. So, what I'm struggling with most today is balancing my life's concerns with my recovery's concerns. What I want to do is sit down with my 12-step workbook and do questions and make progress and feel a sense of relief that comes with feeling like I'm moving forward, or the same in the book that I'm reading, Codependent No More. Every time I do work like that, I feel like I'm getting better. What I have to do is write a piece about, funnily enough, how anxiety and substance use coincide and why. But I've been sitting in front of my computer all day trying to do that, and I've made practically no progress. I know it's something I need to do, but I feel so stuck. And like, I've always described what addiction is as like this void. It sits right here or here. And yep, this is what my body looks like. Tattooed. I've been not shaving because being androgyne is fun that way. And also when you're not actively seeing somebody, you can experiment with stuff like that to see what you like. But void here or void here. And you fill it with these things that you know are not healthy for you. Another drink, a drug. Sometimes it's been another tattoo. This one I got so that I would stop cutting, because I used to cut right here. And then later, right here, you can see the scar. But I wanted to have this. It's a Buddhist symbol of mindfulness in meditation and health. It's Jerva grass. So that if I ever got the urge, I could look at that and know not to do that because it wasn't good for me. But you fill that void with these things that aren't healthy. And then when you decide to stop, when you wake up and you realize that your life is a mess and you have no idea what to do, and maybe you've hit your bottom or you can see it and it's scary, and you feel so certain that if you keep going, everything is going to be blown apart. There's nothing that you have in your toolbox to fill that void anymore. You have to start learning what the tools are, how to deal with the things that made you want to drink or to use or to cut or to binge or to purge or whatever your thing is. For me, it's AA or other meetings. I go to AA meetings, I go to HA meetings. I've never done heroin, but there are some meetings around here that are very good, and I like the format. They're smaller, it's more personal. That makes me feel good. Makes me feel good to read stuff for myself. I want to start making art, like paint. Not just paint, but like mixed media stuff, like more tactile, like things that you feel like touching it and looking at it from the side so that you can see, you know, the edges, that means something. working with metal, maybe doing some more knitting. I used to do that. I don't anymore. I don't even know where my knitting stuff is. And maybe making these videos. But you have to learn how to make meaning. You have to learn how to fill that void with stuff that matters and that supports your soul. And all the while, your soul is yelling, help, help. You took away my coping mechanism. You took away my thing that works. And that's a battle every day. I said it's been 9 months and 19 days. 2 days ago, I had such bad anxiety all day, and my medication wasn't helping. And any attempts at self-care weren't helping. I went to a meeting, and that didn't help. I knew I had to hang out with the women who went out afterward, just so that I wouldn't be alone, because I wanted a drink so bad. I wanted to have like half a bottle of wine and just obliterate that anxiety with that warm, calming feeling of taking a drink. And I didn't. But the next day, when I got down on my knees and started my day by talking to my higher power, I don't say God, by the way. I say, hey, you. Because that's how you would talk. That's how I would talk to a friend. And I want my higher power to be my friend. Another sponsor, if you will. So I said, hey, you. Thanks for helping me get through yesterday without having a drink. And I started crying, because I realized how much I didn't want to lose this, what I've worked for. And this means my sobriety. It means having the strength not to turn to my exes and the man that I love when I'm struggling, and to instead rely on myself and rely on my sponsor and the women that I've met through this program, or my friends who have been supportive and been with me through this. I want to rely on them, but mostly me. And I've made progress in that. I don't want to lose it. I don't want to lose the momentum of being proactive in writing, like this piece that I'm working on. It's important. It's a trial piece based on a piece I wrote before, and this piece now. I may or may not get a position writing for this website regularly, and it would be a good gig. I don't want to lose that. I don't want to lose my sanity again. I've been to the psych ward twice. I don't want to go a third time. And I'm just beginning to find myself, who I am, separate from what my parents want from me, what my friends want from me, and most of all, what I think that my partners want from me. I am so sick and tired of being the person that other people want me to be. And I'm just finding out who I am. And I don't want to lose that person. And that's what recovery is figuring out who you are and working every day to keep that. And I'm gonna try and keep this up regularly so that you see what recovery really is.